How agonizing has this wait been for you, and how fired up are you to get back on the football field?
Super excited to get back on the field. It has been agonizing when you think of when this whole thing began 15, 16 months ago. I don't think any of us knew, what to expect or how long this all would go. But it's definitely exciting to see that there could be a light at the end of the tunnel of this whole thing, and to get back out on the field. And, that definitely can't wait.
You and Neil McAvoy have been tasked with building this team. How much change has undergone with the roster, and what was your philosophy when you were building this roster?
Well, we thought we had a lot of the pieces of the puzzle in place. And so there were a couple things as we went through getting ready for this season. And one was to retain our own players. That was job number one, is to retain those guys. We really liked a lot of the pieces that we had, and we think we have a real core group of guys. And then, then we worked on the draft, and then signing a few free agents from other teams. And so, that's been the focus. But even if we had played last year, I really liked the group of players, and no different going into this year.
What's your relationship like with Mike Reilly?
I've known Mike Reilly for a while. We're both from the state of Washington. We have that in common. I've never worked with him, though, directly. So I'm excited that I get that opportunity. We've both been in the league a while now. It's really easy to work with. I think he's a genuine person, a good guy. Obviously, he's a good quarterback, but part of being a good quarterback is being able to relate to the people on the team. And I think he does a really good job of that. So definitely feel fortunate to have him on the team.
A lot of people in this province are excited about another quarterback on the roster, Nathan Rourke. I guess there's been some criticism in the past before your time of when the game was out of hand, either way, that we wouldn't get to see these younger quarterbacks come in. I mean, can we expect to see some Nathan Rourke this season, and will that change under you? Will we get to see some of the younger quarterbacks come in if the game is out of hand either way?
Let's hope the games are out of hand in our favor. I hope I run into that problem a lot. I really like Nathan. He was in the previous year's draft, and we drafted him high for a reason. And so he's going to be able to come in and compete right away. So we'll see what he's got. I know he's a winner. His college career, I believe they won 3 bowl games, which they hadn't come close to that before. So there's something to be said for guys that are winners, especially at the quarterback position. I really look forward to seeing him to get out there and see what he does. And if it fits right, then we'll use him. So I know he's excited about it too. So, looking forward to seeing how that all develops.
Even before the pandemic, the club has had some struggles filling the seats in BC Place. Outside of winning, is there anything that you want to do as a head coach that you think can help boost attendance?
Yeah, so I can speak from playing against the Lions when I was with other teams, and I remember playing playoff games at BC Place and it just being loud and big crowds, and so it's there. And for whatever reason, it is what it is right now. I like couple things I like is I think there's a pretty solid group of players that are from BC, local guys. I've moved to Vancouver. I make it my full-time home. I think that has part of it to do it, just the pride of from being from here. And I think winning obviously is a big piece of the puzzle because people want to be a part of a winner. So gonna focus on that, of making sure that we're as good as we can be on the field, and then doing a good job. The team, I've been really impressed since I've been here with the team of what they do in the community and all that stuff, and I think all that plays a role into get the attendance back up.
We in this city were pretty excited to hear the news this week, as most sports fans were across the province, and we're trying to figure out the dates, and I'm hoping you can confirm, help us confirm what's going on as far as camp here in Kamloops. What we hear from Farhine is July 10th is when they hope to start. And I talked to the city of Kamloops yesterday, and they said that you guys are hoping to get some of your players who need to quarantine up here by July 1st, July 2nd. Can you confirm those dates?
Yeah, so if all goes well, we get all the approvals, and it's not just us in BC, that's across Canada, so that it all has to function together. But what we're planning on, and that we hope happens, is that we would be in Kamloops, like you said, basically for the whole month of July. There would be a component for the guys that are coming out of the country where they would quarantine, and we would do that all in Kamloops. And then, like you said, that I think that's a pretty accurate date, if all goes well, that we would, get on the field practicing really close to the 10th, and then be there towards, right towards the end of the month, and be there full time. I've heard really good things about it. I haven't been able to experience a BC Lions training camp in Kamloops, but I know I was looking forward to going there last year. And just from what I've heard from current people and past players, is that it's just a great place to have training camp. So I'm looking forward to being a part of it.
Well, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It's a one-stop shop. It's everything you guys need in one area, and the weather, fingers crossed, should be well. It's going to be hot this time around. That's one thing. It's hot for you guys in July. I'll tell you that.
Well, that'll be all right. I've been through Kamloops several times driving, and spent the night coming through. I've lived in Calgary and Edmonton before, and just making my way out to the coast and stuff. So I know a little bit about it, but I'm definitely looking forward to spending some time there for sure.
All right, 3 years since the Lions have had a playoff game. They haven't had a winning record since 2016. How important is it for you to get into the postseason in year one and try and put this club back on a winning path?
Well, that's what we're in it for. That's what I hope that we all have the attitude, is you go into every year going in to win the Grey Cup. That's what you do. Now, before that, there's a whole process you got to go through, and that's, doing all the things to put yourself in the best position possible to win. The West Division's very competitive in the CFL right now. All the teams are good in the West, but I see no reason, with the players that we have and the coaches we have and the support we have, that we can throw our hat in the ring and be competitive right away. I've never been a big talker on predicting the amount of wins or things like that, but I am confident in that if we work hard and do the right things, then we can be there right there with anybody else, and that's what we'll do.
As far as the offense you have, and a lot of the weapons you have, what type of offense do you want to put out there? What can we expect to see from the offense under you?
Well, with a guy like Mike Reilly, who can move and run around and do things, we can do a lot of exciting things. I'm also excited that our offensive coordinator, Jordan McSimic, has worked with Mike before in Edmonton, so there's already that relationship going. And then, we have some really good playmakers on offense. So, we need to be dynamic and, get the ball. We don't have to just focus on one guy. We can really distribute the ball around, and that's the place you want to live on offense. And so, that's what we plan on doing. I'm also really looking forward to our offensive line. There's some continuity there with the coach and with the players coming back, and with the addition of a guy like Riker Matthews. And so I think our offense is hungry and out to prove themselves, the players and the coaches, and so we'll see what happens.
Defensive side of the ball, are you quietly confident that you've mustered a depth chart that you're happy with, and maybe could surprise some people?
Yeah. I think we really got a good core group of guys. I just know I'm confident, and I also know it takes a ton of work, because pro sports is extremely competitive, but I think we have a good core group of guys that understand that it's going to take a lot of hard work. But I think there's no reason we can't do some really good things. And also, when you're the team that was at the bottom, Sometimes you tend to be underestimated, and I don't mind living that way at all. So I think you'll see a group of people that are out to that'll be motivated and out to prove something, and I don't think that's ever a bad thing.
We're going to jump around a bit with the last few questions here, so bear with me as we hop around. XFL merger, if that were to happen, what's your stance on the rules of the game and how it should be played?
Well, that hasn't been at the forefront of my mind, but if we're just talking football and all that, I think the reason that the CFL has always stayed around, you've seen a lot of leagues come and go other than the NFL, but the CFL is a really good game and a really good product because of a lot of the rules. And there's even a lot of stuff happening in the NFL right now that wouldn't have happened 15, 20 years ago, like small, fast receivers, athletic quarterbacks, like Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson aren't playing in the NFL 15, 20 years ago. They're playing in the CFL. So it just shows you that the CFL's had a huge influence on football, and it's been the exciting part of football, which is an open game with fast players that can make plays. And so I sure hope that whatever happens with that a ton of the CFL concepts are in there, not only for tradition, but also because I think it makes the product exciting.
You mentioned down south, and I've been paying attention to some of the camps that have started down there, and there's been some divisiveness that's resulted from vaccinations and team stances. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so I pay attention to the Bills, and Sean McDermott has voiced his concern about how it could be kind of a divisive issue in the locker room. Is there a team stance on vaccinations, and is that something that you're concerned about how some people maybe don't want to get it and others think that you should?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a divisive issue, but we've actually had a couple seminars with our players about, I think it's up to each individual, but we tell the guys that are hesitant about it or have concerns is to make sure you do all the homework and, medical advice, doctors, really get good information that you can make a proper decision for yourself. So we're not going to mandate it on anyone, but I sure hope people do all the homework they can do. And if you're going to be in the business of pro sports where you're with large groups of people and you're going to be traveling and all those things, it sure looks like vaccines are really going to help that cause. But we're going to invite everybody that comes, and it's their choice of how they want to operate. But like I said, if people are hesitant, we're certainly going to encourage them or get them really good information, and then they can make decisions from there.
Jumping around again, I only got two more here, but my boss and my co-host of this show, getting a little older, but he can remember. He's a huge Lions fan, diehard Lions fan. He can remember the old days, and he can remember your dad, and he didn't exactly like your dad. What's it like? He might have been public enemy number one in BC for football fans. What's it like coming to a team, coming kind of full circle, and to be head coach of the Lions, having that history?
Yeah, that's the good news about people not liking people in sports and rivalries and stuff. It means that the teams were good, and that's all good stuff to me. Is that because I was really young when that was going on, but it shows you that there were several good teams in the CFL, and the competition level was high, and so that's all good. And I respect the past and history and all that stuff, and I know it real well. I'm a CFL lifer, so to speak, but just kind of making my own way and doing my thing. And I'm excited to be a part of the Lions. Just there's several people here that I respect and admire from the top down. And like I said, I've played against the Lions where BC place is loud and rocking and a tough place to play, and I want to be a part of that. So I'm hoping we can make that happen here.
Okay, Rick, we'll end with a softball for you here. BCLions.com tells me that you've done the grouse grind a few times. You enjoy checking out local breweries as well. Have you had a chance to learn anything about the hiking trails we have here in Kamloops? World class, and I think we have 5 breweries, we have distilleries and wineries. Any chance during the small amount of off time you have, you might check some of that out?
I will definitely do it. I'd love some advice because that's kind of I'm an outdoors type of guy, so always up for a beer and always up for a hike. Usually the hike before the beer, but no, I definitely want to check that out. That's something that's been fun for me. I've been to Vancouver a ton of times visiting in my life, but kind of hanging out more in the city and all that stuff, and to get outside and around and to see how much stuff there is to see is pretty remarkable. So training camp will be busy, but I will definitely make some time to check out Kamloops and steer me towards a couple hikes, and I'll do it for sure.
All right, I'll send you a couple of links, and I'll say thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.